there it is. And you can't fill it. All right, there it is. There's the double strike.
Alrighty, with all of that said and done, hey everybody, it's Micah, and I'm here to actually pause this really quickly before I get back to it. I recorded this match earlier against Don, and it's great that he's come in because Ty Clark got injured. I quickly had my setup there at Mohegan, first time stepping into the bowling alley. I'm actually going to put the scores together while we go through this stream, so let me get my visuals a little differently set up on my screen. And we'll bring in the score sheet there, make sure we're on the first string like a normal person should be. And we'll start scoring this match. It was great to meet Don, great guy. I have never been to Mohegan Bowl before, so this was just an all-around new and great experience for me. I'll be firing away on the right-hand line there, and I think about 22 minutes, maybe not even that long in this, my pin cam froze up, and of course, true to nature, I didn't notice it until later on in the stream, so I apologize, and when that happens, I'll probably stretch this video or something to kind of get the pin cam out of the line of sight. But as you can see, I open up tight out to the right, and yeah, a little nibble of the head pin, not really doing what I want to do, so I'm looking at a big mess here. The 248 over to the left, and the 610 over to the right, so let's get things in, do what I can do there, and try to make this look better as I start out, once again, amazingly with an 8. So I'm struggling so far in the league, and Don, he's coming in, he's taking over for Ty Clark. Ty Clark, I think, left him with like a 2-26 record. Don bowled against Duncan early on to get himself going in the league, and I'm still searching for a head pin. Nice little setup here with the 1-7 piece of wood, so I should be able to just drill this and take it home. But Don's great personality, great person. Met him last night at Millis when we did the skins, and I still can't find the head pin, so I'm looking up in the sky. Pretty sure it's not there either. But yeah, it was great to bowl against Don, see what he has out there, and I wish him the best here in the ACST-B division down in the south. Well, the B class down in the south. And I've been struggling mightily. Angered my hip bowling in Webster, and still trying to right my ship, still trying to get the feeling right. And I know the last couple of weeks it's been getting better and better. And Justin, before you yell at me, I know I can't do this in the pros, but I'm gonna let Don relax while I go ahead and chase the ball out of the gutter. Something that's been happening to me more and more in the last few weeks as I'm starting to get my legs back under me is I'm getting the snap on the ball the way that I want. It's coming back from the pits. But if you've never bowled at Mohegan Bowl, which surprisingly is not at Mohegan Sun, boom! I'll take that. So this was a pretty high and heavy pocket hit as I finally find the head pin. And yeah. Clobbers it high, everything spins around, and finally we get the 9 down in the background. So a mark. I'll take what I can get. I need something. So a heavy strike to get me going in the third. First ball on target is, I don't know if anybody else has this problem. I know I certainly do. When I'm getting up there bowling for the first couple of boxes, my grip on the ball just isn't where it should be. Hoping to follow it up, but again, still tight. I'm afraid to just let the ball out the way that I need to fight against my curve, and as a result, I hook that sucker tight, and I'm looking at a pretty ugly 1-9-10, but I got a feel if I could just it over, and I can't. So once again, tight, ripping it into the 9, upset with myself because I know I'm off balance when I'm throwing. And it's great. You know, you go to a new lanes. The lanes here, they're synthetic. They're in gorgeous condition. Ryan he was cleaning the lanes as I walked in this morning. Like, they're in great shape. They're wonderfully clean. He takes great care of these machines. Um, Nothing but good things to say about it. The approaches are in pretty good shape. And yeah, it's just me adjusting to, the approaches, the dots on the approaches. They're not in line with the arrows, at the 15-foot mark down the lane. So I'm trying to find out where I need to stand and firing away, catching the head pin, but a little light. So I'm leaving myself the triangle off to the right, the 7-pin trailing way over to the left. So all I want to do for this one usually is a high, heavy hit between the 3 and the 6, and my aim sucks. So I punch out the 6, and now I'm just focusing on taking 2. We'll see if I can do that. It'd be nice. Struggling, obviously, here early on, and it was nice and quiet. There were a couple of other people bowling. I'll have to settle for a 52 half, which, not so great, not so bad. A couple of head pins, a single strike. And we'll see Don come up here. So the way that the scoreboards were set up, he's going to bowl his first half on 11. He'll bowl his second half on 12. I'll bowl my second half on 11. And we'll just crisscross the way that the scoreboards have it. I don't know the Cubica system there, and we'll just roll with it. One thing, yep, the pin spotters were a little wonky on catching up scores, so Don was quick on the keys there to correct a lot of the scores that just, the lanes weren't getting right. Kind of fun when that happens. And again, I do know that shortly into this, my pin cams render themselves useless. So when that happens, I'll make some adjustments to my display of this video here so you can see really what's going on. But here goes Don, wasting no time, punishing the head pin, and unfortunately for him, getting a bit punished for him. We'll see if that doesn't... Yeah, all right. So it's 7-10 split right out of the gates. Woodless, painless, painful, and a beautiful ball shooting at the same side corner as Don pinks off the 10 and then goes right at the 7. So, if you're going to get stuck with a 7-10 split, you can't hope to get out of it any cleaner than he did just then. I mean, that's a clinic. I wish I had that confidence and comfort on nailing the corners the way that he did. And I know there's bowlers out there, some really good bowlers that practice shooting the corners right out of the gates, and I could benefit from it. And this one, oh, the nice little slice across the face of the, we'll get a replay of that one there. A nice little slice across the face of the 9-pin to drop it for the strike. So I had a strike and thought I was cool. Look at a little hesitation and lag there. And so Don's on there with a strike. I got to get this display out of there. Maybe it would be better when I do that. So he matches my strike, but he does it a frame earlier. So he's sitting here at 20 plus a pair early on in the first string. This is why you have a home bowler, right? Beautiful ball on the pocket. Pins are tripping, and oh, all right. So lucky for him, that piece of wood pushes through the 7. Got a piece of wood set up in front of the 10 that looks like it wants to block things. Twice in a row, man. Yeah, you hear me howling in the background there. Just a beautiful straight shot right at the 10-pin. I just admired the hell out of watching him do that. It felt like he was never going to miss a 10-pin, and I know when I'm throwing at it, it's not one of my favorites. I'll leave it at that. Hell of a fill as he gets the 4-pin to fall forward, so a nice 8 drop. Just murdering the head pin here as he goes 4 for 4. And boom. A nice explosive cover there. We might as well grab that one too because, hey, it was pretty. So a nice heavy hit. Why is that lagging up on me like that? I don't know. Anyways, a nice heavy hit up high. Explodes the 2 into the 5. And he's off to a heck of a run right out of the gates. Dirty rat. All right, so 58 plus as he sets up here to fill this one in the first half of the first string. And I mean, boom. Really, really. He's all smiles. I'm all smiles, to be honest. I mean, I am happy to root for my opponent. You know, my opponent is it's the pins. It's not the bowlers. So, man, let me tell you, it, it's great to see someone go off and just have a phenomenal half like that. And yeah, so knowing I'm in trouble early, I'm sitting there as he's got 78 plus in an opening half. 4 marks in a row, just clicking on all cylinders for Don, and I got to get my head out of my tailpipe. So we'll see what happens here as we move forward. And if you're watching the stream, whether you're on Twitch or whether you're on the ACST page, oh, look at that beautiful ball missing the head pin by a mile. Feel free to chime in and comment. I'm sitting here watching. I'll go back and forth with you. Feel free to pick on me because I'm surely going to do it. Nice and easy. Oh, telling you, old man ain't so good in the morning. So held that one tighter than I need to. So now just a nice easy head pin, right? Nope, same ball. Still not quite comfortable on my line for the lanes. I'll figure it out. I know I'll figure it out, but obviously really disappointed in myself early on. 61 through 6 is not the way to win any hearts. And I'm in desperate need of a mark. And there we go. So, man, I am all or nothing here in this string. So, another very high, very strong, very pausey crush into the pocket as I sit there and pick up my second strike in the match. So, yay! At least it's a mark, but shaking my head as, you certainly. Candlepin is not a game of strikes, it's a game of spares, and, I'm obviously nowhere near the accuracy that I need to be early on in this match, so hopefully I can straighten that out as we go on. As we go on, it's obviously not going to be that next ball. I saved myself from 11 drop by knocking out the 8 pin, but boy, that ball just ran away from me fast. And again, still dropping. A disappointing 7 fill on the spare as I continue to miss my mark. And now, once again, a head pin for a cleanup here. I think if I can drop this between the 1-3, this should be an easy drive back into the 9. And kaboom. So, finally a 10 as I explode the head there, and am happy to sit down and take baby victories however I can get them. Alrighty, let's see if we can clean this up. Sitting here at 88 with 2 to go. And boom. It's not awful. It's just not great. And I don't know why my replay is laggy the way that it is, but I'll figure that out. Boom on the 1-2 pocket. It seems like if I hit the head pin, good things will happen. So let's see if I can keep that going. Replay's running a little wonky, probably because the replay's writing to the same disk where I'm reading my video from, but I won't dig too deep into that right yet. All right, working on the strike here. I'm trying 2 head pins in a row, and that's really what I'm going to get for it. So a pretty decent, but a little light on the pocket. Staring at a woodless 7-8. Certainly not the way I was hoping to see things go, but let's see if I can make something out of this. I had this vision thinking maybe I could use that piece of wood, and unfortunately I thought too much about that pin that was sticking out of the gutter, yanked it a little and threw it off the cap, and while it looked kind of fun, it wasn't going to do me any favors. So an 8 on the strike and a 9 box, so an opening salvo of 115, and not giving Don a lot to have to worry about, man. I'm telling you, he's got 37 pins, including this fill on the strike, to take this string. So I am in trouble.
Bring it. He's mortal.
Little off the head pin, and that's me screaming in the background, he's mortal. So a 1-8-10 for him to convert.
Be there.
And came a little across, unfortunately. So that's going to put 7 on the strike. But, man, an 85 half. Great work, Don. Great, great, great work. Unable to find the head pin with his last ball, but clears out the rest of it for a 9. So 94 through 6 here in the first string. So I believe this is, as Don took over for Ty after Ty had thrown 2 matches. I think this is Don's second match. As he back on target. Is that going to push it? Shoo! Look at that. That's pretty. It's so much nicer than mine. This little light in the pocket gets the mix, comes forward, pushes the 2, and then a pin slides from the middle of the plate over and knocks the 7 out of play. His third strike of the string. So between the two of us, 6 strikes so far in the opening string. Bodes well. Pins are quite lively. I don't notice that the sidewalls are hyperactive at Mohegan, but the plates are clean, definitely clean, and the pins have just some really good action on them. So, working on his strike. Unfortunately, it comes across just a bit, leaves the 4-horse off to the right with the 8 trailing behind it. See if he can convert this on the fill, and just slips past the head pin there, so now just the 4-horse off to the right. I think he dropped that one a bit, but an 8 box makes it a 118, and with 2 boxes to go, I'm officially a loser. So, a hell of an opening string by Don. Let's see if he can pile it on here with 2 to go. And, to be fair, I want him to pile it on. All right, still struggling to... Really? How is that not going? Still struggling to find the head pin here, as he this time is looking at the 4-horse off to the left to deal with here. And just off his target. But somehow, I'm not quite really sure how this happens, but what I thought was going to be the head pin coming around, the wood coming around to take out the head pin, it became a case of wiggling the 7. Oh, and off the cap as he's going to have to settle for an 8 box there. So 126 with a box to go. Come on, Don. Pile on the pain here. You got an open door. So they can't all be 85 halves, and if they were, that would be awesome. So very similar. Got me cheering to see if he can get the wood to kind of fall forward and push up for him, but the 1-2-4 for a spare. And oof, leaves that one off to the right. He was hoping for it, but I don't think he was able to turn it with his mind. So 1-2-4 for a 10. And still struggling to find the head pin on lane 12, but a 9 box for a 135. So right out of the gates, I'm going to change my string over there. Don starts out up 20 with a brutal opening string of 135 to my 115. So I can't complain. A 115, first time bowling in another house, I'll take that. But yeah, that's frustrating. And man, he gave it to me good. So let's see if we can get things rolling here. And as I said, I know coming up shortly at some point in time, my pin cam is just going to decide it doesn't want to work anymore. I'll stretch this video a little bit down below to see if I can't position and center that and whatever. And I think it's right on this first one that it does it. Right about now. Oh, I'm pretty good at that. All right, so let me see if I can't stretch this a little. Move this around. And I still don't, to this point, I still don't understand how that did what it did to me. Sitting there looking at the 4-horse and the 9, a piece of wood behind it, and I don't know if I just managed to catch that pin, but it put the brakes on my ball. And oof, still struggling with release and grip, and another crappy 8-box to start off here in the second string. So none too impressed with myself in the early goings. We'll see how this goes. See if I can't right the ship, which unfortunately for me it seems like it's all or nothing. So strike, right? No. All right, but at least I'm back on the head pin, although it was a really, really weak head pin hit. Washed out the left side, so I'm looking at the diamond and the tail on the right-hand side, and a little too full. Strand myself with a 10 pin. So just got to shoot this sucker right down the line at the 10. Or beeline it into the gutter good and hard. One of my challenges all day long, for some reason, was getting a clean release on the 10 pin. And yeah, I felt stupid. I felt legitimately, totally, and truly stupid that I couldn't just hit that guy on the same side. But that's kind of how it goes. But as long as I can do that, I guess I'll still have a place for myself in this match. So no better way to get yourself back on the horse than to just a heavy, high, strong pocket clobber with a late push of the 4-pin. And I'm getting angry at my machine's decision to lag up for no good reason on the replays. So I got something to figure out. Alrighty. So just like the first string, 17 through 2, drop a strike in the third. Come on! As you can see, my disappointment in that not being a double. So another pretty solid pocket hit. Really, really felt right. Everything about that felt the way that I wanted it to feel, but just couldn't get the love to take out that 7-pin. So just nice and easy. Dink. Hey, hey! The old man can shoot the same side corner, so a little happiness for me here as I don't blow the opportunity and put the spare on the strike as I take out the 7-pin with a few inches to spare, I think. If the lane was 62 feet, that might have been a miss. Alrighty. Let's bring this back to it. So looking to fill the spare. Oof. That is not the same strike as the previous one. That one was definitely beautiful, high and heavy. The 6-pin coming down at the end of it. So strike, spare, strike. That always feels good. So when you can go Dutch at any point in time, you're going to put yourself in a good spot. So 67 plus 2 through the half. Let's see how Don can do, knowing that I've put a little pressure on him for a change.
There we go. Come on.
Wow. Wow, that's a real tough break. So a nice solid pocket hit, which sure you can risk the spare, but you saw that 7-pin wiggling and wobbling, and it just didn't want to drop for him. So a 6-7 here, piece of wood teasing him. Let's see if this thing can get somewhere in the middle to give you the chance of bouncing off the piece of the wood into the 6. This will be really pretty. Oh, unfortunately for him, just a little off the wood, and finds the bunny hole between the piece of wood and the 6, and takes the 6, settles for the single pin for an opening box of a 9. Yet He still has never trailed a single box all day. Ah, no. All right. So the good news for him, I'm still open here with a 9, and he's this time, all right. Back on the head pin, another solid hit, rewarded with just the single 4-pin. But let's see how this wood behaves. It's being a little bit of a jerk, to be honest. But now it's out of there and starting to cheat back, cheat back. Wow, that's just a tough break. So when the wood settles in on this, you kind of know that you have to at least try to cap it, hit it high.
Let's see that cap. Oh!
He was high. I imagine he might have wanted to try to get a little more on the cap, but he was able to convince it to slide on through, and that's good enough. So, whoop, there we go. Alrighty. And I do apologize. I know my video quality is usually a little stronger and everything, but when it's my own matches, I'm not really watching my stream or my recording while I'm doing it, so it suffers slightly from my lack of attention. Filling on the spare. Good solid puck, well, a light pocket hit, but a good solid head pin hit, I should say. Manages a trip 7, so he's got the sideways triangle, the 2-4-8. He's got some great wood in between it, so just hit that 2 and let it explode, right? Perfect, perfect. So, despite me throwing better, I'm not gaining any ground here as he's got a couple of spares back to back here early on in the second. What is up with that? So, his first fill was a 7. Coming here to work on the second spare. Let's see what's going on with my video. Comes in light, a great mix, and how many times will you see this? You get left only having to clean up a half Worcester. Now, I don't know about you, but if there's a full rack, just off as it caps the wood out of there. If there's a full rack, I can clean these 2 pins out all day long. Put them by themselves? Nope. And unfortunately for Don, he wasn't able to catch him on either time. He'll settle for the 8 box, but 52 through 4. And I think this marks the point for the first time in the match that I actually have a lead through completed boxes. Still, his first string was plus 20 on me, so I got some work to do. Finally off the head pin for Don as he stays a little to the right, punches out the 3, the 6, and the 9. So he's got the big clump to the left, the 10 pin over to the right. This time comes across to the left. So he's looking at the 1, the 8, and the 10 to clean this up for a 10. Oh, and he does. You know what? It's not a mark, but let's watch that again. So that was a great ball, pretty much right where it was supposed to be. And yeah, there's just nothing bad to say about this. It was just great and a little bit of a rough luck on it. So interesting. The video doesn't run in the background. Something to learn. So that's why it's doing what it does. Alrighty. So feeling good with a little bit of a lead here. I got a 5-pin lead, and I can build on it with my first 2 balls as I step up onto 12 for the beginning of the second half of the second string. Nice and easy. Eventually. Just missing my mark, and I love to say it, man. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So I got the split without touching the head pin. I've got some great wood here. And no love. Kind of capped it. Kind of hoping I could push that wood into it to take it, but I don't really think that I put that ball where I wanted to, and unfortunately, I'll have to settle for 9 on the strike. and a 14-pin lead and drill the 10. So 86 through 6, which I'm certainly not going to complain about. And more importantly, you know, just I think I'm starting to feel a rhythm. I'm starting to get a grip on the ball, and hopefully I can get myself back on target and continue to build on this string, because that was a good first half and I don't want to waste it. Wow. That should count as a split. I think I moved that 4-pin almost completely to the 9-pin spot. I can't believe it didn't go down. So obviously here, I just want to drop this ball out there between the 2 pins, catch that wood that's in front of the 9, that should, the 8, which is the 4. It should carry it in. But like an idiot, I come up high and totally missed what I was aiming for and take a spare away from myself. So stupid. Stupid is what stupid does. But once again, a single pin with a plank. And even with my best effort, I still wasn't able to throw that one away. So I'll take another 10 here, 96 through 7. And eventually I'll get myself going here with the 8th box. Once again on the head pin. These are moral victories, folks. You know, you throw a good ball, you throw it on the head pin, but when the dust settles, I've got a woodless 4-7 with the 6 over to the right. You hope to get the 2, and if you can, you hope to get the 2 with a little bit of a chance over there at the extra one. Didn't quite happen. So now just to shoot the 6 pin. And I'm sitting there going, ooh. Try to bend the ball backwards, but nope. Missed a single pin, settle for the 9. So 105 with a pair to go. Frustrated, leaving so much on the table here. Not happy with myself on my aim on either side of the lane. Down the middle. Half Worcester to the right. Okay, so the worst part is I remember that, because that ball, that throw, that slide, everything about that felt great. My aim just sucked, or the ball just... The only thing better than the half Worcester is a full Worcester, so anybody that's seen this, this is just not fun to deal with afterwards. You know, you're hoping just to clip the head pin. Ugly, ugly, ugly. So a 7 box leaves me at 112, completely pissing away this 76 first half with a just garbage second half. 1 box to redeem myself, and wouldn't you know it, frickin' orange pin. I really don't like them. I like them a little more. Yeah, I kind of feel if it wasn't for that orange pin, maybe that would have been a strike. Maybe it would have rolled differently. I just don't trust the candy cane pins, the orange pins. I don't trust them. I don't think they're real pins. But obviously here with the wood, I just want to nip it, and there we go. So, yeah, okay, I agree. There's nothing super sexy about this one in the least. But you know what? After a struggle and a dry second half, sorry, I got to celebrate where I can. So 122 plus a ball to finish up this string here. At least not totally pissing away that great first half. Let's see what we can do here to finish this up. Oh, yeesh. On the head pin, but just too light and running away. So I wash out the 4 horse and the 8. I'll settle for a 5 fill at the end of the string. So 127. So as you can see here on my display, Don needs 65 for the string to catch up to me and steal it back. And he's going to start right here. light on the head pin. But when the dust settles, he's got a couple pieces of wood nestled up nicely.
All right, wait.
Are you kidding me? Didn't take much to make that guy fall back in the pit. So the triangle is now just the 610. And with a little kick off the wall, Don's going to make things interesting, starting out the second half with a spare. So good for him. And yeah, let's see if he can keep it coming. Boy, I tell you, it really wanted to not give it to him, didn't it? Alrighty. Let's get back on target here. So Don a little off to the right there, punches out 3. So not exactly the kind of fill he was hoping for. But let's see if he can clean it up here. Oh, it's 4. Take it back. There's nothing behind it. So now I like to call this one the Nixon, the 4-7, 6-10. And tried to use that wood maybe against the wall to see if you could kick something over. When the dust settles, it's a 7 box, so he'll need 44 in 3 boxes, so he'll need a pair of marks probably to get back into this one. This one's, unfortunately for him, going to come a little over to the left and punch out the side triangle there, so he's down to the 1-5 and everything to the right. And he's on it, but unfortunately it looks like it's just going to deflect around a little on him and not give him the love that he deserves. So he's left with the 5-7. And that one kind of squirreled away from him for an 8 box. So 91 with 2 to go as he's trying to catch me here and keep his advantage in this match. Alrighty. Box 9. Ugh. This time, unfortunately for him, just off the head pin to the left. Punching out the 2-5-8. So a little bit of a cleanup here. Let's see what he can do. Whoa! Despite my best efforts of yelling at it to touch the head pin, it doesn't. So he's through the bunny hole. Still got quite the mess to clean up here. And God, I'm a jerk. Yeah, I think he might have played that one safe to make sure he didn't bunny hole it again. And unfortunately for him, that one went pretty far to the right. And he's sitting there with a 6 box. So 97 with a box to go. He's still in play there with a triple strike. He's got a chance, but
Looks good. Come on.
ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Right on target, dead on the head, but he's got a 3-2 split off to the right. He's got to plank a little forward of the 3 pin. I don't know if it's going to help him. If he can get around it, he can play it clean. We'll see what happens here.
Like it. Come on.
No, he caught it and just didn't quite do the damage I was hoping it was going to do for him. So looking at the 7-10 here to at least pick one up on the way out. And again, solid offside mark there for him. And yeah, that's it for string 2. So I take that one 127 to 106, and that's enough to swing the match back my way by 1 whole pin as I take that string by 21. So get ready here to start up string 3. So if I remember right, I will start on 11. We start on the lane that we finished on, the way that it's set up here. And nothing bad about the way that Don threw that string. Just a little tough pinning down the stretch. 6 head pins, 2 splits, 3 spares. I had 7 head pins. I did have 2 splits, though one was because the head pin got tripped. Pair of strikes, pair of spares. So, oh, there's my chubby ass up there taking a practice swing and almost wiping out. I'm good for that. Alrighty. Let's see if I can keep things going here. Obviously, a 115 and a 127, not a bad way to start. But then again, neither is a 135 and a 106. Wow! I guess I'm not done throwing strikes in this match. So, starting out, string 3, as good as I can. Solid explosive pocket. That pin coming down and tripping the 4 to finish it up. I like that. I like that a lot. So that would be strike number 6 of the match to my collection of 2 spares. Oh, I am a one-ball chump. Eventually, I will pick up spares. All right. 1 strike down. Feeling good about throwing those nice high pocket balls. Any day now. I can get up there and take my swing. There we go. Beautiful! You know, I was so confident. I'm like, these lanes like the nice high pocket ball, and I go ahead and throw it, and I get left with this mess. So, Jesus. 6, 7, 9, a neat piece of wood. I really like the look of this one. I'm feeling it. If it stays where it is, I just got to touch it. Let's see what happens when I fire this one away. Oh, I actually took a second to clap. I felt so good about that one. So, what do you know? The old man can throw a spare once in a while. So the ball perfectly deflects off of the wood to take out the 7, and then the wood does its job cleaning up the rest of the mess. So sometimes you throw a spare the way that you're supposed to throw a spare. You throw the ball right where you want, right the way you think it's going to work. And when it works, it's just like, yes! So 30 plus a ball after 2 as I'm off to a pretty strong start here in the first half. Really, really thought I had another potential strike there as I cracked the pocket. I'm sitting here looking at the 5-9, but a beautiful plank lying along the 5. So it's tight for me, but if I can just skip that wood, I should be good. And there you go. Right on it. And it just felt right. So early in the string, strike and a pair of spares, sitting at 48 plus through 3 as this goes kapoom. And I'm feeling good about things. All right, let me fade out there. And I knew it when I let it go. You heard the yell of the ah! That one slipped out of my hands and slipped halfway to Worcester, right? So I punch out the half Worcester left. Feel like a dumbass. And hopefully can do better on the cleanup here. Nope. Nervous. This time I overcompensate, hold it tight to the right. Punch out the 4 pins from the 3 out. So I'm left with the 1, 4, 5, and 7 to clean up for a 10. Whew. Well, skipped the head pin way off into the distance, and somehow it managed to catch the top of the 7. Yeah, tough. That's a way to totally piss away that spare, taking a spare 2 and an 8. So 20 through 2, but 58 through 4. So let's see if I can get myself back on track here. Nope. Nope. Not happy with myself there as I drop that one out. And for the second time in a couple of strings here, I crack out the 4-8. So no Paul. You don't get my lemon drop cash for that, but I'm not happy with it. Just off my mark. It's like I have it great for 3 balls, and then I take a nap. So, missing my marks, missing my targets. Kind of a slow death in this first half here, and I'm not blaming it on the piece of fuzz that I picked up off the foul line there, but I just found myself looking at it after I just totally threw that crap ball down there. So a 66 first half, so better than the first, worse than the second. I'm still happy to be at 66 for the half, so minimal complaints from me here. I still don't understand how Don got left with that crap. Punching out the 1-3-5-8.
I like it.
Oh, God, I want to watch this one a couple of times. This was so good. So he hits the right wing. And it carries over. And that was just so pretty. Knocking the 8, knocking the 9, knocking the 6, knocking the 10. That was just a great looking spare. There's just no two ways about it. That was just awesome. All right, hopefully he can load this up the way that I did, and we'll be tied after one.
Carry that corner. Come on.
And no matter how much I wanted to carry the corner, that's not going to happen. So he's got the check mark off to the right. He's got the 7 hanging out over there on the left. And I'm going to take the oh so graceful jaunt down the gutters. I'm walking like I've got a loaded diaper or something. Anyways, going to go down there. Come back up. This is how I know I'm old. The only reason I'm not walking on the lane is I don't know if they condition the lanes at all. And at the beginning of the season, as Don punches out to him, beginning of the season when I was bowling at Timber, there was oil on the lanes and there was oil on the approaches, and it actually ended up really hurting my hip. So a little gun shy in houses I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute.
Alrighty, so Don manages to slice out the 2 there at the end, so it took him a couple of shots to punch out the check mark, but a 9 box has him at 24 through 2. And with my hot start, I have a 14-pin lead through completed boxes. And Don will need to throw 42 over the next 3 to catch me for the half. So we'll see how this goes. I have faith in him.
I like it. There it is.
And there it is. Oh, let me grab a clip of that, because a good mixing cross pocket strike. The spinner coming around, I think, to take out the... Oh, it was the 9 at the end. But still, just a great ball to watch, and it's always cool to see the pin just kind of get its feet taken out from underneath it. So that is Don's 4th strike of the match. So I have 6 strikes and 4 spares to this point. He's got 4 strikes and 6 spares. I have one more 10 than he does. But he's got 2 boxes to catch that. Figure this one out, folks. Oh, man. 2, 5, 8, 9 are out, and the 4 pin is now officially part of the 7 pin. And he takes out the right wing, so finishes the spare with 7 on it. Sorry, the strike with 7 on it, but he's got the head pin and then the 4, 7 right next to each other, so I'm imagining at this point in time you just want to shoot the 2 pins. We'll see how this goes. Just correcting the score, the board had messed up when that 4 pin got moved. And I'm not apparently so good at pushing the right buttons here, so it took me a while. Sorry, Don. So, trying for the 4, 7, that weird little 4 pin just, whatever. It's down. But that was frustrating for him. I'm sure he would have rather have had the 2. So an 8 box and 49 through 4. And let's see if he can hang a mark here to put some pressure on me. Beautiful, beautiful pocket clobber.
All right, let's see what
Um,
happens.
Unfortunately, when the dust settles, he's got the 4-6. Now he's got a piece of wood, really kind of on either side of the 4.
Get over, get over, get over. That's right.
I think he would have wanted to be a little more to the left. I actually had asked him about it after that shot. I think what he wanted to do is catch the 4 over to the left to give that wood a chance to sneak over there to the right. But unfortunately, he's going to miss the 6 pin and settle for a 9 box. So 58 for his half, and I've got an 8 pin lead at the midway point. Trying to make sure I can slide. You know, when you're getting old and you're getting heavy, you need every little bit of slide that you can get out of this thing. So let's see how I can do here in the second half. Starting out with 66 and adding.
All over it. Take 'em.
I was angry. I thought I deserved that one. That was a great pocket clobber, and dust settles. I've got the 4-8, but a wonderful plank. Just let it go and ba-ding. Yep. Sometimes, you know, I need to stop complaining about those because obviously not every ball I throw is going to be a strike, but I will take spare leaves like this all day, every day. Yes, please, more of these. It's generally, hey, jackass, why don't you reset the right lane this time? uh, yeah, it's Candlepin is a game of spares, and I've been in my head for the last month or so, just missing spares, missing single pins, which they're obviously not as easy.
Come on, take a corner.
Oof. Hey, Dunk. Yeah, I did it. You did it you did it when we bowled against each other, and I did it this time. I was laughing as soon as I did it. I'm like, oh man. Unfortunately, still on the pocket, real solid. I'm looking at a 210 to clean this up, and just too heavy on that too. I really thought I might have had a chance. I tried to let that ball go out and didn't let it go enough. So after the 8 fill, just a nice easy 10. it's talking about single pins. This is, for whatever reason, in the last couple of weeks, I can't seem to get the 10 pin clean. My normal release on it isn't working the same, and I don't know if it's just because the balls have a nice grip to them, and I'm just not getting my normal release. But frustrating. 93 with 3 to go. And this time, I'm going to try to do it without the head pin. So I leave myself the 4 horse to the left, 10 all the way over to the right. How you doing, Duncan? And it is nice to see that Mark Gallagher can be human. I remember looking down on this one too. I don't think I felt bad about that ball. I just missed. I just didn't throw that the way I'm supposed to. So punching out the 2 and leaving myself a mess here. I'll settle for 3 out of that. I'd really thought that was going to be where I would have pushed the 1 into the 2 into the 7, but didn't quite happen. I'm glad you're here too. I love the company. You missed Don destroying me with a 135 opener. I'll have it up there at the half for you. Happy to do so. Oh man, I'm getting annoyed with myself. I know. I remember that one. My hand kind of came over the top of the ball. So the 1, 2, 6, and 10. I'm in my own head right now. I'm not throwing the ball the way that I want. I'm missing my marks. That's me. Yep. Thank you for pointing out the pin that I was supposed to hit by getting rid of all the rest. Ugh, son, I am disappointed. All I gotta do is hit the head pin, right? All I gotta do is hit the head pin. Zip. That's why Wednesday nights, man, we're the missing head pins. That's our speciality. All right, so Chinese House of Ones there. The 111 with a box to go. I've got a 53 pin gap over Don so far, but would really like a mark so I can give him something to fight for. That could have been ugly. That could have been ugly, but it isn't. So, oh yeah, Don was literally. Wait until you see the score sheet, man. His first half, 85 first half in that string, and yay! I mean, look, a 4-pin isn't necessarily a sexy spare, but when you're having the kind of challenges picking up single pins that I do, I want to celebrate this one. Boop. I will say that I felt good going, hey, Don, how you doing, buddy? Glad you're here. I felt really good shooting on the left side of the lane, but man, I was a train wreck looking right. All right, let's see if we can fill this better than 5. That's my goal. No love. All right, but I'll take the 8. $1.29. So Don's got to step up and go to work here. He's going to have to hit 71 to tie, 72 to take it. Might as well, while he's sitting there. He's usually pretty quick. I don't know if I got enough time, but before it fires away, I'll kick that up for a second. Don's just a little off the head pin. I would have loved to have gone for that. Splits, it was definitely set up. I'm like, as I was stepping up lane, I'm like, I want to shoot it.
Hey, I saw what that took to knock down that 9 pin. It ain't over yet.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Don's got a pair lined up there for a nice duck. Take out that 10. No doubt. Nice ball, kid. 10s are a win all day, every day. Oh, this time I decided, you know what? I'm going to risk it. I don't feel like doing the gutter thing again. So, walk down the lane. We'll see we'll see what happens, right? Nothing good ever happens when you walk down a lane. So I come back trying to rub my shoes off on the carpet or anything I could do. Just to make sure if there's, anything going on there, but 68 through 6 as Don steps up here to try to fight back. 61 to go. Ball stays out a little to the right. Gets the trip of the 4, which good. That's a fake pin anyways. Left with the 1, the 2, and the 7. 7's got a nice little help there with the plank out of the gutter.
Be there.
Ow. I think it was on my knee at the table there, and it looked like that was really going to catch it. But unfortunately, just a little left.
Don't take after me.
All right, Don. Come on back at it. You don't need to throw a 9. All right. 52 to go in 3, so it's getting tighter. Gonna need to go off, which, to be fair, you've done it a couple of times in this match already. Beautiful. You've had a couple of balls that just catch it just light enough and shave the pins well. But I like this setup here. There's a lot of wood. They seem to be angled in the right direction. So the 4-7-9.
Wow.
Yep. No, I don't get that one at all.
Today, the role of Micah was
I will say that if there's 2 pins of wood that are touching on these lanes, they don't give. They really don't give. Yeah, that was a tough job on the spare there. Settles for the 9, and now he's really got his work cut out for him. 43 with 2 to go. Let's see what he can do here.
take it.
Once again, on the head pin. Once again, a little bit light. And the pretty funky looking spare leave here. Obviously, he's got the orange pin in the 4th spot again. But he's got the triangle far to the left and the 10 over to the right with a great piece of wood to run.
Come on!
It's got to go. There we go. I'm even watching it now. I'm like, wait a minute. Did this not go? Let's watch that again. That was a great pickup. Boom. I'm surprised that that 8 was as stubborn as it was, because that was pretty much perfect for how you wanted to play that. So a great pickup on the split. 96 plus. Some great shots today, Don.
Load it up. Load it up. Come on.
7th spare of the match.
Online.
There is no God. Man, that was a nice pocket rocket, and well, let's see if you can split the 2 pins and see what happens. Oh, little solid on the cap of the guy on the right. You know, I think I would have gone. I wanted to go across the cap of the left one, but unfortunately it wasn't there, and yeah. 113 to 129. So I take string 3 and stretching it out a little bit more is Duncan. I'll let you take a look at how things have gone. So he blew me away out of the gates by 20. I took 21 back and have now stretched it to 17 with a 16 pin lead here in the third. So 4 points to 2. 17 pin lead. I've got 6 strikes, 6 spares, 3 tens, while Don's sitting on 4 strikes, 7 spares, and 3 tens. An old man's going to start out string 4. We'll see how this goes. And that's where I'm like, hey, guess what? I probably shouldn't have walked on the lanes. So let's see if I can work this through. So remember, I got to get, you know what it really is the boot that goes on my slide foot goes on pretty easy. I need to get a good boot for my other ones. Then I'll probably just get into the habit of putting them on all the time. Anyways, string 4 eventually coming to a start. That reminded me of Timber. That was an ungood stop. Oh. So I'll fuss with my shoes. I'm definitely an unintentional set of breaks, as I came to a short stop and the ball just launched out of my hand. My own fault. I should have taken the second, but I still don't know how that didn't go. It would have been complete cheese, and I definitely wouldn't have deserved it. But man, that wood hit that head pin with some serious motor from behind, and it just slid it up to the front of the plate. So that was perfect to not hit it and get it. So that's the weakest 10 of the day for me, boys. Way to read that one, huh? I think I moved that head pin right to the front of the plate. That thing, ugh. I mean, I don't deserve the spare, but I wanted it. And at least I'm back on the pocket. Oh, God, Don, it was friggin' hilarious. And then, of course, the king of it all still was that one where, like, your pin hit the 8 pin or whatever, or the 9 pin, with like, it just looked at it and was like, and it went down. It was just great. It was a hell of a time. I really liked the lanes. All right, shooting out for the cap. I really thought I had a crack at that. I really do. I was like, oh. Oh, Don did fuss about a 710. He just isn't on the mic later on to go about it. Plus, he's not as dramatic as I am, and that's fine. And I still can't throw the... I still don't want to hit the 10 pin. That was all good times. All right. Let's see if I can get back on the pocket in a way that doesn't just murder me with a crap leave. Good times. Oh, those friggin' fake pins. Good head pin Good head pin hit. Kind of hoping I could get a little luck out of that one, but when it all settles, nothing but a 2-pin. Hey, folks! A single pin spare. I'll watch that one again. It's just a reminder that I can do this once in a while. Ooh, pink. Yeah, I like that. That feels good. Alrighty, 29 plus, so I can finally get on the right side of the scoreboard here with a fill. Over under on a half Worcester. Well, if that isn't a way to crush a pocket, I don't I don't know what is. God, that was awful. I could actually tell, even watching the video, how that ball just, my hand came out from under it, so it really just didn't have the hook that it was supposed to have, and it just boink. It was just a flat ball out there that had no drive whatsoever. But when it all settled down, a 7-8 with a brace across it, and right on the red line. Boop. That's what you want to do. And on those rare occasions where you know what you want to do and you actually do it, it feels great. So, all right. A good fill, a good spare, 47 plus through 4. Let's see what we get here. Tight. Yelling at myself. A whopping 3 as I punch out the back triangle to the right. I think that's one of the signs. Oh, I thought I had that. One of the signs that I know I'm feeling better and I'm over my hip is that I'm loud again when I'm bowling. And I think that's usually a sign that I'm feeling good, even when the results aren't what I want. And who needs a 10? Shithead. All right. So I missed the easy setup there. Leave the 4 around. So settle for a 59 half. See what Don can do as he steps up on 12. Just, it was a clean sheets. No, a couple of 9s there. All right. Don a little to the left. Takes out the Worcester and his friends to the left on the left-hand side. So the 1-5 and everything to the right to go. Ooh. This time a little to the right. So just the head pin. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. No. All right. So we're all square through 6. That's not. Oh, how about if I don't do this? How about if I give Don credit for his own score and his own part of the string? I'm like, why are we tied? Blonde moments. My fault. I was watching the power play goal from the Bruins. I'm sitting here watching it delayed. Don again, a little off to the right. Takes out the arrow. So he's got the 4 horse to the left, the 9 trailing behind. And ouch. Don't have to pay for the lemon drop if it's on your second ball. So looking at the 1-2-7-9 to clean this up for the 10. Don can do here. And, oh, that one kind of got away from him. All right. Yep. Draw the line. Give it a fresh start. So 16 through 2, not the way he wants to start, but this is when I warmed up a little bit. By a little bit, I mean I had a mark with a fill, and then I had a mark without a fill. I think it's just the way that the scoring system was set up for him. I don't know that there was any real whatever about it. I had no problem. I mean, in the end, we're going to bowl, you know, the same amount of boxes. Come forward. Come on. A great bid for the spare, but unfortunately not enough to tap that 5 forward. 3-5 left for the 10. And punches out the 5. So settle for the 9, 25 through 3. I don't know if it's the way that that Ryan had set up the scoring or whatever, but I didn't mind. It was actually kind of fun to get you know, in the end, you got 10 boxes in a row on the same lane. So,
There you go. Come on.
oh, great ball, right on the pocket, good energy,
Ball, don't let it stop.
but no love. So the 6-9. Woodless for the spare.
Oh,
Ugh,
no love, no love.
that chop. And it's that sound of a chop that's even worse. Drills the single for the 10. Great ball, Don.
Hang one here, hang one.
35 with a box to go. Hopefully he can hang one here for the first half. But yeah, Duncan, I really, really enjoy the lanes. Their plates are nice and clean. Everything about it. Just
Oh, carry the corner.
nice
Come on,
solid
carry the other
pocket.
corner. That's even better. There
Wiggle
we go,
'em.
forward. All right, let's see a kick.
Not in a friendly way. All right, so 410. Got some wood. Let's see if we can get a kick out of this.
Get over.
No. All right. See if he can drill the 10 pin. Hey, Quip, thanks for kicking over there on
I need to find out.
on Twitch. Good to see you, buddy. As Don picks up the 10 for a 45 through the half, and I'm going to come up there, and I know I'm slow, so I might as well bring it in. They're great lanes, Duncan. It's a bit of a hike out in the middle of nowhere. But, yeah, I really enjoy the house. My video quality is usually better, Quip. My pin cam froze up on me, so I've kind of zoomed everything in a bit. So I'm not as happy with it as I should be, but still looks all right. Ooh. So off my mark. Pins flying everywhere. But just leaving the 1 and 2 with a beautiful, sexy plank of wood right against them to make it easy. So just drop it out there and don't cap it like an idiot. Woof. I almost thought I was gonna. But we'll get the replay there. By the way, Quip, if you want to see what I think was a better quality video, go on YouTube and see if you can find Candlepin Corner Skins Season 1, Episode 1. I'm pretty proud of how that all came out. I think that that's kind of set a new high bar for us. Alrighty, so my third spare of the string. And we'll see if we can load this up. Yes, the laugh echoing through the bowling alley there as a good pocket shot leaves me with the 5 and 10. So tough love. I want to be greedy. I want to be greedy. Nope. I'll take the 1. All right, guys. I don't think I've hit a single 10 pin. That should be it. Skin Season 1, Episode 1, Quip. Give it a watch. It's 50 minutes of really, it's like watching bowling like you used to watch on the TV. Nowhere near it. Like Saturday morning bowling. We're really trying to get that feel back. All right, so after looking pathetic again on the 10 pin in this, it's in my mind, and once it's in my mind, it's all over. It was definitely the worst. Shit, man. You have no idea how it's like pissing me off. And oof. Take care, Quip. Part of me is like, I usually use my spots to set me up for the 10 pin, but the arrows on the approaches are off. So it's like, oh, I'm not ready to calibrate where I want to stand for this. And it's just, I'm a head case when it comes down to it. Well, that little bit on the 3-2 didn't quite go the way that I wanted. I was afraid of going outside of the 2 pin because of the wood that's there. So we'll see what happens here. So that's exactly what I was afraid of. Exactly what I was afraid of. Because you want to shoot the 2-4 in order to try to pick this off. And I just had a feeling that it wasn't going to end well for me. So that 6 brings the string right back to earth, unfortunately. 92 with a pair to go. That'll do it. Finally, after being all over the head pin this string, the bomb. That was good. That one felt right. That one felt like vindication after that 3-2 split. Strike number 7 on these friendly lanes. Oh, let's see if we can do it again. The good news is I've happened to throw a couple of spares, so I'm not outstriking myself. Hearing Don, take one of them, please. Oh God, that still hurts. Just watching that pin hit the sidewall and die leaves me with the 4-5 and not a prayer of wood out there. So I think I was trying to come from as far to the right as possible. I just really wanted to get that as much as I could to get it off the wall, and no such luck. Yeah, I definitely had some splits going in that string. Bing. All right, taking the single pin out for a 121. And while I don't count splits, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for me so far. I see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for Don. So believe me, you didn't get away from the beast either.
Carry the back. All right.
All right.
Just the horse.
Off his mark, but the roll knocks down the 9. So 4 horse going down to the left.
Ride it.
Oh, that still pisses me off, man. Between that pin coming off, looking like it was flat and somehow getting between the 2-4, and then not taking down the 7, you got screwed like 3 different ways by that wood.
All right.
A tough $7. A tough $7. So 52 with 4 to go. Gonna need 70 to come back and get the win here. So 70 and 4 is a tall order, but it wouldn't be the first time he's done it in this match.
Good ball. What the?
I really thought, I still feel it watching it now, man. There was nothing wrong with that ball.
Oh! Man.
I really still think you were going to get that 5-7 too. It is great, like the way that you throw and the way that you release.
Oh, the best part about it is you have such a great, you can see the spin. It's a great visual spin with the ball that you throw. And it's like, oh.
It's true. You have a great release. You have a very consistent ball. You know, you see the spin, you see the rotation. You're expecting it to bite. You're expecting it to turn in just that bit that it needs. It was really, really fun to watch a bowl.
Hold on.
There we go. That's a better pocket result.
Come on.
Let's see this lineup. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful duck. I'm calling this a spare.
Right on it.
Boom.
Nice job. Give you a duck, kill the duck.
That's right. If they give you a duck, you kill the duck. All right, this string isn't over yet. Don picking up the spare that he needed in the 8th. All right. Let's fill it, buddy. Let's fill it. Bring it.
Hold on. Tickle. I like it. Yeah, no.
Oh, I forgot all about this one. So he shaved the head pin just off to the side. And, yeah, an unusual leave here with the 279. He's got a couple of pieces of wood. He's got the one sitting out in front to help him. He's got one kind of in the back. Boom. I like that. I really did. I didn't think it was going to go the way that it did. But I'm really happy to be wrong, as Don continues to rally back in the string now at 86 plus a ball. So it isn't over. A decent fill here sets the stage.
That's a ball.
Oh, well, you know, when you're looking for a decent fill,
Good shade.
you don't get him any better than that. So powerful. Shaves it just like he did in that other one, this time just a little better. Comes off the side wall, trips the 2-pin, and earns himself an 11th box. So with the first strike, look, the game is not out yet. Double it up here.
Pass on one trade.
Oh, I loved that. That was fantastic. Way to come back.
Steal it. You.
Ah. Thought he had a chance. He was on the head pin. It washed around, unfortunately. So the diamond in the tail takes out 3. So in a series where every pin's going to matter, that one's going to end in my favor, 121 to 114. So I'm not getting too far away. 24-pin lead? That doesn't seem right. I must have screwed up something in my... Oh, no. I was down 24 to begin. 24 is right. So that's a pretty tight match, all things considered. And, yeah, we're looking forward to it. So I'm sitting there with 7 strikes, 9 spares, and 5 tens. And Don's sitting there with 5 strikes, 9 spares, and 5 tens. So all in all, really pretty even as far as this match goes. And we'll see if we can keep this alive in the 5th. So he's got a rally. But I wouldn't rule it out. We've had some big strings. We've had some big halves. He's got the big one so far on the day with a 135. And yuck. On the pocket. I guess I'll give myself some moral victories for that one there, as it just kind of sliced really thin. I really kind of like this wood. I just am worried about the front wood to the left. So I kind of want to get the one that's in front of the 8-pin as low as I can. We'll see what happens here. I know where I want it. I still don't know how this goes. I really don't. And that's not being smug. That's not being funny. I legitimately have no idea how that spare went. I'm sitting there trying to watch it. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm glad I got it, but I certainly don't understand it in the slightest. But I'll take it. Opening mark. And then boom! Get over there! Ah, you lazy bastard. I really thought that was going to be a strike. I don't know. I still don't even understand it because I really didn't hit it right. But there you go. As I always say, when they give you a duck, you got to kill the duck. So a fairly straightforward spare here. You know, plenty of room for error. Boop. Right on the plank. That slow motion looks like it's trying to slow itself down a bit. So I'm not sure what the deal is there. But anyways, it is what it is. I wonder if I'm just tight on space on that disc. Oh! Box 3 starts out on the head pin, but I wash it yet again. So I leave myself the diamond on the right and the tail. So just pop this high and hard around the 3-pin and good things should happen, right? Took the check mark. Left the lurker. So just got to drill the 9-pin. Or not. Boy, it's amazing how you can miss it by so little. You still miss it, and it still sucks. Alrighty, 43 through 3. Still looking to put some more pressure on here, so let's see what we can do. Oh, seriously? Got away with one there. That could have been ugly. But the good news is they've left me my favorite. So all I got to do is pick up the 10 pin. Can't wait for this. Zip. I hate myself. I hate myself. I hate myself. And I know I'm sitting here going, you know what? I should play the wood. I should play the wood because I'm sure if I play the wood, this will go. Yep. It would have gone. But I didn't want to do it. I'm like, oh, that's such a loser move. I can't sleep right at night if I do this. I should have just effing done it, moron. So there's a spare I left on the lanes. Ugh, so angry. And now the orange pin, of course. All right. It's a psychological thing for me. I really hate those orange pins. I don't think that they're real pins, and I like this setup. I really do. I know I do. Look at that plank right in the middle there. You know you just want to hit it on the line. Oh. Yeah, that felt good. That made me happy. I'm like, you just know. That's why you bowl Candlepin. That's like everything that Candlepin about is like a setup like that. You've got this great piece of wood. You know it's going to do what you want it to do if you can hit it right, and then it happens. That's why we bowl this stupid game. Alrighty, Don, come and get me.
Carry it. Carry another. Carry it.
Ooh. Boy, that was a great pocket crush as well. Started out as a split and tried to work itself out. But I think in the end, you kind of got left with... Ouch.
That's where I would have gone. That's where I would have gone.
I definitely would have been there. I definitely would have hit that high. I don't know how it managed to go right through the wood, but good for you shaking it off and picking up the single pin.
So stick with it. Stick with it. Big problem.
Alrighty. So you're starting out of the gates with a 10. Unfortunately, you've got your work cut out for you. I've got 63 plus for a half.
All right, take a few. Take a few. Line up.
All right. No.
Although I like the backwood.
So off his mark, and what looked like was a nicely set up 1-3-8-9 is now just down to the 1-8-9, which still a fun shot. Just misses the head pin. I bet you he wants that one back. Because that's a fun shot, even without wood. It's like one of my favorite spares to shoot at. Oof. Well, that wood was no good. So, a couple balls off the mark and just the 1 and the 9. The $1 million smile. All right, Don, start it up. 18 through 2. Let's get you going.
Boom! Come on! That's not right.
Little heavy, little high, and little luck's going to be needed here with a 3, 4, 6, 7. Well, that would probably have gone better for him in Millis with a little livelier sidewalls. For here, just clubbers out the 3, 6. Let's see if he can pick off that 4, 7. That's a thing of beauty, man. Nice job cleaning that mess up. Too bad it didn't carry for you. All right, 28 through 3, trailing 35 to the half. 15 through the boxes finished so far.
Beautiful.
Oh, there it goes. Man, it's great. It's a couple of them I've seen that you've had where it kind of comes off the sidewall like that and does the late leg sweep on a pin. So, strike number 6 for you. Nice job, buddy. Alrighty. So 38 plus 2 as he flings in the 5th.
2. Wow.
Ugh.
Great ball.
Thought that was going to be a double. That ball was right on and somehow cleaned everything away, leaving just the 9.
Get over, get over.
And no. Single pins, they scare you all day long. But still, a solid fill with a 9 there, and that's where it's going to stay. So a 9 box has him at 56. So here we go with just the second half to carry through. I'm holding on to a 31 pin lead plus a ball over the whole match. And we'll see if Don can catch up both in the string and in the match here. And let's see if I can do anything with this spare. Hey, my hair doesn't look as gray in this angle. I don't want to talk about this. Garbage. I tell you, every once in a while, I step up there, and it doesn't matter how much I dry my hand. I just sweat, 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 sweat. Overcompensated the other way. Cracking out the 3-5 and leaving the 1-2. And then using the little brace that was given to me there to sweep them aside. So I'll take the 10 bucks. 79 through 6. Once again, a decent half with a 69 half. Let's just see if I can not ruin it. Obviously uncomfortable here down the stretch. Bad releases on the ball as I crack out the right rear triangle. And then a little thin on the 1-2, leaving me the 3-7 to clean up for a 10. So at least get one stick, right? At least get one stick. That's a stick, all right. So a 9 box has me at 88 with 3 to go. Not pinning awfully, not pinning great. So just mediocre. And you can see the kind of this way. No. You can see that ball out of my hand, not spinning the way that it should, and deflected really mightily once it hit the head pin. Was hoping for a little love, but instead I got Michael Strahan's teeth as I moved the 6 pin halfway towards the 10. And Ocean. That one just right out of the hands. Right out of the hands. What am I doing between halves? That makes me come up and have no grip. And yeah, not too thrilled about that either. So pulled that winner to the 6 pin. Settle for a 9 box. Slowing down here, 97 with a pair to go. And in my own head, angrily. Let's see if we can right the ship. Nope. So spread eagle minus the 6. The 6 came forward. So I'm thinking to myself, I just want to try to nip this as best as I can. See if I can't sweep that all the way over to the left. And missed what I was looking for. So unfortunately, I nipped the back end of the piece of wood instead of getting it a little higher, which, you know, at least took out the 3, the 7, and the 10, but the 2 and the 4 is still there. Thank you, wall. I shaved the 2 pin off, but managed to dig a piece of wood out of the gutter and sweep the 4. All right, buck 07 with 1 to go. Need to put some pressure on Don. I can't let him walk over me too easily here. Great. So I got out of a split, and when everything has settled, I'm left with my arch nemesis, the orange pin sitting in the 4 spot. That felt good. I really was glad not to ruin a 69 half by going markless in the second half. So thank God for the single pin spare. 117 plus. My fills have been all over the map. What do we got here? Off my mark for a 5. So we're to sit at 122. I don't want that one. Let's bring this up instead. So Don will need 67 pins in this half to win the string. He'll need 91 pins in the half to take the match total. So let me get this out of the way so we can see what Don does here in the second half of the 5th. Good start. Solid head pin carry. Leaves him the right wing to pick up for a spare. No. That one got a little outside on him. Cleans up the 610, leaving just the 3. Dead on. Dead on. So the number now for the string for him is 56 to tie, 57 to win. Alrighty. Rack is ready. Don is ready. Punches through the half Worcester right, but carries a few friends. So looking at the 1, 2, 4 up front, and then the 6 and 10 trailing over to the right. Oh, I love the last kick there. 1 mark down. This was pretty. Looks like that was either the 6 or the 10 pin that I think it might have been the 10 pin. The 6 went into the wall, came back, hit the 10, sent the 10 all the way across to the 4. That was good. That's some good action. All right, for the fill as he cuts it to 46 and less with this ball. Oh, jeez, that's not right. Splits. Split, split, split. So he's looking at the 3, 4, 6. And gets rid of that orange pin that I hate. Which was, I believe, Craig Holbrook's costume at Halloween. Dressed up as the orange pin. Don picks up another one to settle for a 9, which has him at 92 with 2 to go. He's going to need 30. 30 to tie, 31 to win in these last 2 boxes. Unfortunately, still just to the right of the head pin, but a nice setup here with a 1, 2, 4 for a spare. Ah! I'm telling you, his ball, when it bites, it gets a little tail on it at the end, and unfortunately for him, takes out the 2, leaving the 1 and the 4. And that one stays out to the right, so an 8 box is going to make it tricky for himself. Gonna need a double. 100 with a box to go. As far as I understand, Don said his league average there is a 103, but so far in this series, doing much better than that as he gets him to mix, and that's gonna be it. So we'll give him the split here as he's looking at the 2 and the 9, but averaging 115 in this match. And wow, there are no words how he hit that and it just died. It was like the way that mine started. And yeah, we'll leave it there. So waiting to see why my Facebook is being a pain in the neck and not loading the video. But I will keep going, assuming that's just a me issue. I'm hoping that it is for sure. But yeah, a 109 for Don there. I have a whole bunch of clips to flip through. But let's bring up the match stats and all of the strings and take a look at all of the goodies here. So I'm really, really enjoying how this all played out. It was great bowling against Don. But yeah, after he took the first string by 20, I just put up a wall and made it hard for him to come back. And I felt great bowling there. I loved Mohegan. It was a great set of lanes to throw on. When the dust settled, I took the match by 37. The last 4 strings gave me 12 points to his 2. And I finished with 7 strikes, 13 spares, and 8 tens. Don had 6 strikes, 10 spares, and 8 tens. You know, losing with a 577 isn't really bad, man. A 115 average on the day, that's fantastic. I averaged a 122, and look, that's a great setup here from a couple of B bowlers. But let me get this out of here, and let's let the replays roll and have some fun. There's a whole bunch of them here. I think I got probably 30 or 40 clips, so bear with us. Oh, look, when we had a pin cam before I screwed that up. Bang. I realize what the issue is of my replay and the little hesitations that are in there. I will address it. Don's like, I can throw strikes too. Let me see where this is and stop that. There we go. All right. Don blowing up the 3-5. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I know exactly what happened when I replayed. Sorry, guys. And then finishing an amazing half with a strike. So 78 plus, which would become an 85 half in the opener. I'm trying to rally back, matching him strike for strike as we both got 2 there. And then in the 9th, this is irritating me. This is going to irritate me. Why are you so bursty? Ah, rats. Strikes, strikes, strikes. 6 strikes between the 2 of us in the first string. Just amazing. It's like old-timey films, the way that this is doing it. Early in the second with another strike. See if I can shoot the 7-pin. I'm getting irritated with the overall disc behavior here. Blowing up a strike there. Give me the are you not entertained? That was a lot of fun. Man, I still watch how we sliced that pin. That was pretty damn cool. Blowing up the sideways triangle. A nice carry, even though it was only a 10. God, that was still pretty to watch again. Can't take anything away from that. Hey, look, I can shoot a single pin. As long as you give me a piece of wood to hit it with. The 610 off the wall and good. Even though it made you have to work for it harder than you should have. The strikes continue to rain in this match. Oh, I did love picking this one up. I saw it, and it went just the way it's supposed to. A nice little duck here. Slide the 5-9 away. Loved this one, Don, here. The left wing, the right triangle, and just the way they fell. God, that's still so great to watch. So great to watch. Must be a hammer. Yes. The late trip of the 9, making everything happy. Again, another spare, another duck. When they give them to you, you just got to destroy them. Leave the ball out. Take the 4-pin. At the time, that 121 plus. Couldn't fill those last ones. This was great. I don't know why the 8 gave you such a fight. That should have gone earlier. Good times. Good times. Single pins. Single pins. I wasn't great on them tonight, but I wasn't awful either, so I was happy to get the ones that I did. I love these when you get the brace across 2 of them. Just let it happen. Once again, a pair with a brace. Doink. Felt ugly too, but boy, I'm telling you, the pins have just a great age to them. They just carry right. There's great action. Like Mohegan Bowl, man. If you've never been there, make a trip. It's definitely, they're great lanes. I much recommend. This was pretty. Oh, that was really great. Seeing how it just broke apart. Took out the 7-9. That was a great spare. Oh, the thin strike. Ah, I'm so jealous of those. Comes off the wall and side trips the 2. This was the mystery. I must have caught in that back pin. Certainly unexpected, but boy, I'll take the 8-10. Again, nail the duck. Always nail the ducks. Oh, I loved this one. Perfect. Perfect. 7-10 split. Don rallying in the 5th. The wall trip of the 6-pin. And I think this is it. This is where all of our goodness comes to an end on that beautiful spare. Ah, that was great. That was great. Anyways, that's all I got, folks. Thank you for hanging out with me. Sorry that the video's not up to my standard. I don't have my pin cam, but I definitely totally appreciate you hanging out with me, and I'm glad to have gotten the 12-2 and started to straighten out my season. But hopefully I'll catch you guys out on the lane soon. I've got more matches to get in, and hopefully as this season stretches out, hopefully I can get to cover a few more matches. I like being behind the mics live time, and I look forward to getting a chance of doing it. Have a good one, guys, and take care.